What's up, friends? Look at this thing. Doesn't this look good? Is it visible? Darkness. In the darkness. This is from the Haize project, or the Haize project. I think they're French. I just got back from traveling with this. First thing I'm gonna say is, doesn't this look slick? This backpack feels and looks really slick. Like, it looks cool. You got a little bit of that Jason Bourne thing going on with it. Another thing that I'm gonna say is, this back panel is really comfortable. Notice this, it's adjustable. There is some nice little like, oh, the Clamshell 38. This is batch number 10, number 112 out of 200. This is an interesting company. They're doing some really, really good work. I hadn't experienced them before this bag. They sent another one, which maybe I'll show. But I wanna unpack this, show you what I took on a quick trip with my family, and talk through some of the features on here. But first, this episode is brought to you by Studio Neat, who make one of my favorite pens of all time. This is their Mark I pen. It has no logos or decals or anything. It has the best click mechanism on the market by a long shot, and it has the perfect size barrel. There's something so different about writing with this for me. I get to try a lot of different pens, and this is the one I keep coming back to. I think partly because of the size of the barrel is just slightly bigger than normal, but not so big that it's cartoonish, and there's the tiniest bit of texture on it. I have stuff all over my life that I get to review and test out. Very few things in my life feel as good as this. I also love their Pano book, which, check out the size of this notebook. This is designed to fit right between you and your laptop. This is their Tote Book Mini, which I've switched to from Field Notes because it has just a slightly more durable cover that I like the feel of, and the kind of thing that I get out of having a notebook in my pocket is hard to explain. I recommend going analog in some ways in your life, and the company to do that with is Studio Neat. And please use my links below because that lets them know where you came from. All right, back to the Haize project, or Haize project. Again, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but you do know how to use this thing. This is made for world travel, I think. Lots of outdoor, lots of straps and accessories, which I'll show you. You can strap stuff on and do outdoorsy type of stuff. It has a laptop compartment. It has lots of organization. I'm gonna show you all of it. But it has the right size for world travel, especially for that kind of, 5 o'clock shadow stud out there who's going to Bali and, South America and trying, just out in the world. It's fits under the seat in front of me on the airplane, which I really like, which means you're gonna be packed into a little bit less. You're gonna be focused to be minimal. Use clothing from Western Rise that doesn't take up a lot of space. I'll link in the description right now to their stuff. You can also get matterful.co/travelglad. My tips and tricks for travel, packing, all that kind of stuff. It's a free email course basically, and you can do it. You can pack into this and let this be your travel bag and then your day bag when you're out. It's a little bit big for a day bag. First thing I want you to notice here is lots of straps. Lots of straps, okay? These ones have this nice big chunky fidlock on there, which feels good. This down here on the water bottle has very little elastic, so this strap comes in handy to kind of cinch that up. My water bottle fit perfectly and it never fell out. Nice handles on the sides, both sides, okay? You've got some good handles, which are nice. You don't have a handle on the bottom. You do have a great handle on the top that comes up off the top of the bag. Look at this side pocket. This is just an accessory pouch. This is a place to put stuff. You'll forget what you put in here. You have the same thing over here, and I use this as my sort of like extra tech stuff. Instead of using a tech pouch, I just threw stuff in there. More to this, when you're living out of a bag like this, you don't need to use a tech pouch. I'm gonna say more about this in just a second. Quick access pocket on the top of the bag, the brain of the bag. Throw in some snacks, my AirPods. What else do I got in here? A little poker chip from Unlearn for a golf ball marker. Big size. This is great. This is a perfect size. It's on the top of the bag, so it's not gonna be super smushed. It does have its own dimensions here, and it's got like a simple 1680D ballistic nylon on the inside. Doesn't even have a lining on one side of it. This side, you can see the yellow of the lining we're gonna see throughout the bag. Let's speak on this material. This is like throw it down, get it fucked up, get it wet, get it muddy. It's a 1680D ballistic nylon with the TPU coating, all right? You can see these Hypalon bits. This bit down here, much thicker blue sign, durable shit with these laser cuttings for putting on some accessories. They have so many different kinds of accessories, okay? By the way, packing cubes, these feel good. This is an interesting sort of drier ripstop nylon. I would recommend their packing cubes. Look at the size and the shape of this. Kinda interesting packing cubes. They got like zipper pulls. They got lots of straps. Holder straps, butterfly straps, a thumb loop, a little guy for your phone to throw onto one of the straps. But something like this that you could strap on to the bottom of the bag. You can get a sense of how these T-hooks go through this Hypalon bit right here, and it's got some clips on the back. And now you've got a zippered compartment, which you do have to unhook this to get the zipper open. It's just for expanding your load, right? Big old rain fly they make for this thing as well, which I wouldn't take. I trust enough these water sealed zips. At the same time, what does it cost me to carry this? 0 weight and almost no space. So monsoons in Indonesia, that could be kind of nice. Okay, then we've got the laptop compartment, which I do have one gripe with. This zipper, you see how it moves fine, but you see how it gets all like ruffly and ridgy in here? I want more support here. Maybe that would add more weight, and they're being weight conscious. There's also some admin panel type stuff, which I would say is only good for very small things. It would be nice to be able to put my charger in here with my computer. That would be interesting. My 16-inch MacBook Pro fits perfectly in here. It's relatively padded. It is pulled up way up off the bottom of the bag. There is some good support down here, so it's tons of support from like the bottom. I just want, not that I need support from the top, from that perspective, I just want this to feel more solid. The way that it looks and feels, I wasn't crazy about. But the bag itself looks so good that I'd probably deal with that. Now, this is called their Clamshell 38. In order to go full clamshell on this with these huge water sealed zips, these number 10s just feel so good. Let's see, they're YKK 10. Oh, RCTs, yum. And then the kind of clamshell that we get is about 3/4 of an opening, which I actually like. It means this whole bottom part right in here is total shove stuffable. You can see we've got just the right amount of pocketing over here. Little mushroom microdoses and a spare battery. I got my Focal Bathys, which are, again, I'll link to the headphones.com link for these. These are the best. These are the best of the best. As far as I'm concerned, way better than the Apple AirPods Max. The DAC mode, where you plug this into your computer, USB-C, and then you're in DAC mode and they're charging while you're listening. So this is a big thing. I travel with this everywhere. Okay, that speaks volumes about these guys. Got my toiletry kit, a little guy, I'll link to that below. I also brought my Fujifilm, my X100, what am I on now? The F, which I just love for taking pictures of the fam. I was with my dad for Father's Day. That was good. Then I just threw a bunch of stuff in here. I ended up doing laundry before I left. I had like golf shirts and jammies. Listen, we can get, I have probably packed into more bags than anybody on the planet at this point. I think it might be true. I think it might be true that I have packed into more bags because of my job doing this. And there is a balance between how much organization you have and how easy you are living, right? How much ease there is in your pack out and how much rigidity and organization. It's not always the more organized, the better. There's a balance here. It's one of the things I like about this. Yeah, bam, bam. This could have been cut into two and had like a full like bunch of, you know, like little bits and bops and do the things like, oh, no, just throw the stuff in there. I have come to live a lot more like that. None of this stuff is packing cubes because I was just schlepping it from one place to the other. I have gotten to the point, I was at my parents' house, so I left a bunch of ties there from my brother's funeral. And so I was getting those again. Rest in peace, Chris. Down here at the bottom, you can fit a surprising amount in here, okay? A bunch. You can fit a bunch in this area down here. Darkness. Tons. And that makes it nice. That's like your shove and stuff. Bam, 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 bam. Then everything on top of here can be a bit more like just place and plop. These are technical terms. 38 liters. All right, 38 liters in this thing that is completely water resistant because every zip is water sealed, and you've got a TPU coating on everything. It's 1680D ballistic nylon with a robust back panel. They also make hip pads for back here, but what I want to see is what is our weight. 3.6 pounds, which is, you know, I see a lot of travel backpacks that are 4 pounds or heavier. 3.6 is right there. That's like in the zone where you're gonna, so 3.6 pounds, 38 liters for about $300. The thing you're getting with this is, I think, first and foremost, the looks. I do think a lot of us are susceptible to, I want to look fucking cool. I want my bag to look cool. This looks cool. You also get just enough organization. These two side pockets are extremely useful. Side pockets and quick access on top, really, really useful. None of those are cutting into your laptop. Your laptop is its own thing. Those are their own thing, and then you have the capacity of 38 liters. So you have the expansibility of adding more shit on here. I wouldn't tend to do that, personally. Unless it was like, I'm going on an outdoorsy thing, strapping on something that I can put just my dirty shoes in is super valuable if I'm just outdoorsy. But if I'm travel, that gets in the way of carrying on. Just a little too much for me. And then finally, you've just got a very comfortable back panel. These, you're gonna notice how thick and lovely this padding is. And same with this around here with your load strap, like load lifters that pull these straps up. I had this thing packed pretty heavy on the way there. I left some of the stuff there. On the way back, it was lighter, but just throwing it on and clicking the sternum strap in, which has a little safety whistle. Got the thumb straps right down, the thumb loops built in. It felt really good to be in a bag like this again. It's not bigger or wider than my body, and yet I've got 38 liters, and it's totally water resistant. So, shout out to these guys. Shout out to Studio Neat for sponsoring this video. Shout out to you. Where are you gonna go next? If you need any insights or tips and tricks, subscribe to this channel or go to matterful.co/travelglad. Because I'm collecting all the best advice on travel. Not the kind of advice that, listen, you could research travel and you can come up with so many lists of important things that people who are super rigid and cautious and scared are thinking about. For some of us, that's going to make us feel more comfortable going. For others of us, it feels like, what? I got to manage all this shit just to get out there? And the truth is, no, you don't actually have to. It's a balance between how much preparation and how much openness we have. If we overly prepare, we have a tendency to be less open to like be in the moment as it's happening and receive help from some fucking locals or something, you know? I don't know. I don't know how you travel. I know that traveling, it affects us. It makes things better. It makes things better by stressing the system. It's a hassle to book the flights, to figure out where you're going to stay. You know? It takes money, takes time. So there are some tips and tricks that are worth it. Matterful.co/travelglad. And yet the big tip is just get out there and fucking see who you are and see what the world is. Because either you're right where you're supposed to be or you aren't. Either you're in a dance with the universe or you're being fucking buffeted around by whatever wind or wave comes your way. You're living as a victim or you're sort of engaging in the dance of the thing. You know that the path forward is to accept it as play, dance, experience, enjoyment with gratitude, right? As an opportunity instead of like I have to do this. It's like, I get to do this. Life, I'm talking about your life, not just travel here. And I think travel is a really great personal development tool. There's lots of other personal development tools that I think are really great as well. I just did a men's workshop. That's why I'm hoarse. Follow me on Instagram if you're interested in like men's work. That isn't lame. Lame is sort of... Anyways, I'm interested in personal development, and all I'm saying is some of the best personal development can come from exploring a new place that isn't where you live every single day, that gets you out of your ruts and out of your habits, that gets you out of your culture into a completely different culture, and then you come back and you can see it with fresh eyes. And you go like, oh, I'm going to move this over here. That feels better over there. Or I'm going to get rid of this thing. Or I'm going to do things more like this. I'm going to start drinking espresso instead of coffee. You wouldn't be the first American to come back from Italy and go like, I'm going to start drinking espresso drinks. And then you have to go find a good coffee shop because most of the fucking espresso and coffee around here is no bueno. All right, that's it. Like these guys. I like this bag. I like what they're doing. Check out some of their other products. Please use my links below because it does let these companies know where you're coming from. It absolutely supports the channel. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. You're amazing. Keep going. And, let me know if you have any questions. Bye.